everybody, and welcome to another episode of This Week in Philadelphia Sports, where, as you might have guessed it, we go over everything that's happened this week in Philadelphia sports. Again, if you're new to the channel and you haven't yet subscribed, it will be amazing if you could take the time to do so. We are so close to 21,000 subscribers and making you a part of our community and hopefully becoming your new home of Philadelphia sports content will be absolutely amazing. Consider it an early Christmas present, alright? There's a lot to get through today. I've had to re-record this show 3 times already, so please excuse the slightly husky voice. It almost sounds like I've hit puberty. At age 25, I can confirm though I haven't, and it is just all a lie. One thing that isn't a lie though is that I am in my feelings, and believe it or not, it's actually Eagles related this time, because for the Eagles and my off-season crush are reuniting, and I couldn't be happier about it. I was literally sat here today reading the news like this.
Michael Vane. You are most welcome.
Anyone that's been around this channel a while will know that I was absolutely besotted with 26-year-old cornerback Trevor Williams, who is signing with the Eagles today. And I genuinely, with all of my heart, would have put a lump sum of money on him being in the fight for a CB2 role. That's it, you know, if he got to training camp. Like the week before it, the Eagles just went, nah, and got rid of him. Now, whether or not Williams makes the roster, I don't know. Again, time is running out. There isn't much room to play with. There's no preseason games for him to strut his stuff. So he's got to be clinical. He's got to come in and hopefully pick up where he left off after the virtual OTA period. He should have most of the playbook down. I think his size favours him. We've already gone over the stats. If you need a gentle reminder, here he is in comparison to Ronald Darby when last fully healthy. And again, he partnered Casey Hayward, who is a very, very, very good corner. So if you can imagine someone like him partnering Darius Slay, I'm just saying, like, Avonte Maddox, there is a little bit of a size concern there, although he is having a very good summer. So I would love to see him make the roster. Whether he does or not, I'm not sure, but I'm a very happy boy today. Signed T.Y. McGinn, someone that has been in the league since 2014 and played for 8 different teams, 11 different stints. He's become very much a journeyman. He has 37 appearances in that time, and he did in fact play for the Eagles a few years ago, so there is some familiarity there. I get why this move was made, very much a depth move. You've got Anthony Rush out with illness, as much as I hope he gets better soon. And Javon Hargrave down as well. You could be looking at minimal depth if one more guy goes down. Nice, cheap and cheerful. He left his workout in Detroit to come and sign for the Eagles. So I love that. I love that. Dropped them at the shake of a lamb's tail. Gone sprinting over to Philly and will sign with the Eagles. Who the corresponding roster move is, I don't know, but I also wouldn't be surprised to see there be another tight end on the roster soon. Andre Dillard's injury is day-to-day, which is a massive sigh of relief after he didn't return to practice yesterday. That does wonders for my anxiety, because when you see him go down, you know that you've got Jason Peters playing right guard, Matt Pryor moved to right tackle because Lane Johnson was down. It has been a very bad summer for the Eagles offensive line in terms of both form and injuries, and they need to get up to speed quickly. Now, Jordan Mailata being the primary left tackle backup does not fill me with confidence. So Dillard coming in and immediately being ready to go, I'm alright with that. I'm glad that he's only day-to-day. Hopefully it's not a Jordan Howard day-to-day or a Deshaun Jackson day-to-day, and he's just a day-to-day. But I don't want to spoil too much of training camp diaries that will drop tomorrow for you, so we are going to move on very swiftly to the Philadelphia 76ers, where do we begin? I suppose with the most poignant news that Brett Brown is no longer the head coach. He has been on this team since 2013 and has helped reshape one of the most iconic rebuild projects in all of sporting history. There has been nothing like the process, and for the sake of my mental health, I hope there is never anything like the process again. But Brett Brown was very much the pioneer of it, and this playoff series for me was very much against Boston. That time to let go. It's a time, it's like the TJ McConnell thing where you love him, he's taking you as far as he can, but ultimately the team needs to elevate past that, and they won't do that with Brett Brown there. Now, he's not the only one at fault, believe me. Like, I think there is a lot that needs to change with this Sixers organization, starting with Josh Harris. But again, I'm a Charlton fan and he owns Crystal Palace, so of course he's got to be a dickhead. He's our rival club. Why would I expect anything less? There have been 102 players in the process era, going from Sam Hinkie to the Colangelos to Elton Brand. It has been a never-ending roller coaster of heartbreak, and I just feel like that Brett Brown in this series, even without Ben Simmons, it's the same things. It's the turnovers, it's the lack of in-game adjustments, it's the choking of lead, the team just falling apart on the court, it's the lack of ISO plays for Joel Embiid. Like, there is so much wrong with it, and I feel like it does need an overhaul. But even then, again, it has to start up top. To look at the structuring, like a report came out regarding Bridges and Zaire Smith and how Brett Brown wanted Bridges. Like, I think there has to be a level of serenity between the front office and the coaching staff, and there isn't that right now. And they're not the only team to have this problem, but if the Sixers are ever going to advance, they've got to first decide, are we going to build around Embiid and Simmons? The answer should absolutely be yes. And how are we going to do it, and who's going to do it? We have to be smart now. Like, I'm so sick of just seeing off-season squandered after squander after squander, and you take a process which gave you so much draft capital, so much value, and just piss it into the wind with transactions like Al Horford, and not re-signing Jimmy Butler, and giving Tobias Harris a max deal, and not getting a shooting replacement for JJ Redick. And you're left with what you sow. You reap what you sow, and the Sixers have sowed their ultimate doom, and I really hope they don't go into a rebuild, and that the next coach they bring on is someone that can bring maybe a different flair of basketball to this city. I love Brett Brown. I wish him the best. It's never easy to say goodbye, but it's ultimately a move that had to be made. Getting swept in the playoffs is about as fun as a kick in the bollocks, and I think that may have been the nail in the coffin. On to the Philadelphia Flyers, though, who are still in the playoffs, might I add, which is a very important thing. They'll kick off their series against the Islanders tonight. We should have a watch-along. I'm saying that preemptively as I've got to edit this video, which you're watching now, unless it's in the future, in which case we're in a Matrix simulation here, and that's already happened. But it's going to be exciting. Like, obviously they're playing against Barry Trotz, someone that has worked with Matt Niskanen, a former Stanley Cup champion with the Washington Capitals, and he's done bits for the Islanders, and they had a very good playoff series. They looked strong in their opening round, and the Flyers are going to have to be at their best. I don't think they were in the first series against the Montreal Canadiens. I think they struggled at times. Like, the power play was abysmal for the most bit. They had no top line scoring outside of Jake Voracek, and you rely on the depth guys, and when they're not showing up, the stars of the show aren't either, and that sucks. They've got to get better. If the Flyers can compete as one full unit, they'll be fine. If it's in segments, and when Carter Hart's up, the rest of the team's down. When Carter Hart's down, the rest of the team's up. They're not going to get anywhere. I really hope. I know they've got enough metal to get through this, but it's just a case of, can they put all the pieces of the puzzle together without causing me to have a breakdown? The Philadelphia Phillies are doing things, presumably. I don't know. Phillies lost 5-4 to the Braves most recently, and currently sit bottom of their division. 5-5 in their last 10. The pitching is abysmal, and Nick Pavetta's been moved, so sorry Jack Fritz, but breakout Pavetta is more breaking of hearts Pavetta. Yeah, so that's happened. This is the bats are heating up. I mean, there's no mistaking that. Bryce Harper might be in the form of his life right now. Real Muto's still making his case for actually getting a contract, but I can't deal with any more ownerships just not making the right decisions. Like, how hard is it to pay Real Muto? It's actually easier to sign Real Muto than it is to learn your ABCs. Like, it's not hard, just sign him. Like, just get pen and paper, sign, not difficult. Philadelphia Union kicked off their MLS is back. Right, hang on, let me get around this. MLS is back, but it's not MLS is back. It's the MLS is actually back, not the fake MLS is back. MLS is back now, today, tonight, now. MLS is back. The real MLS here, now, all around us. MLS everywhere, can't miss it. MLS back. Union drew anyway, 0-0 against the New England Revolution. They'll be back in action tomorrow for their first home game in what feels like forever. There won't be fans in attendance, but there will be fans outside the stadium, including the founder of Union Happy Hour, Jared Nisley, who'll be down there shouting, hopefully, making a lot of noise and putting off the opposition. If there's one thing we all hate, it's Red Bull. We bloody love Monster Energy, and I hope the Union can get it done. On that note, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. From myself, Liam Jenkins, if you've enjoyed it, leave a like down below. We'll see you soon.